Was last year maybe a little rougher than you wanted? Maybe you should try something different. What do you think? Better? If I were starting a YouTube channel in 2024, this is exactly what I'd do. And I promise, if you do this with every video you create in 2024, your channel will grow and you will be shocked at the results. Damn. I've made a PDF of this outline so you can use it as a reference. Just stick around to the end and I'll tell you how to get it. Number 1. Are you a hobbyist, or do you want your channel to be a source of income and maybe replace your job? If you're just a hobbyist, just do what you want. It doesn't really matter much. But if you're serious, watch this video and apply it, like starting right now. Number 2, you need to identify your niche. Ideally, it's going to be something you love, something you're great at, and something there's a demand for. And you better love it because it's hard and frustrating and takes a long time. As far as being good at it, don't worry about being the best at it. You just need to be 10% better than everyone else, and you will have flocks of people wanting to learn what you know because most people don't know that one thing that you're kind of good at. Just think, what subject do you know maybe a little more about than most people? Also consider what's different about you and your experience so that you can stand out. Now don't feel locked into your niche. You've probably all heard of the saying, niche down to blow up on YouTube, and it's kind of true. I've personally experienced both sides of the niche down to blow up thing. On my travel channel, I started out as an RV channel and I was growing pretty well. But then we did some sailing and some trains and some planes and some international travel, and it was too generic for a small travel channel. I'm confident that if I had just stuck with that RV stuff longer and then slowly branched out into other travel niches, it would have worked. But I branched too soon. Stick with your niche for a while. That's one side of the equation. The other side of the equation is this channel you're watching now. I started out making YouTube tutorials and lighting and audio and all this random stuff, which is great and it's all related to filmmaking, but I wasn't niched enough in the beginning, so it didn't grow much. And now you've noticed that I'm making a bunch of videos on CapCut. There are a lot of related topics to CapCut, to editing, that I will get into, but I'm growing my audience now, and guess what? Now I'm growing faster than I ever have because I have niched down really hard. At some point, CapCut's gonna hit a cap, and I'll start making more videos about Adobe Premiere, generic editing techniques, filmmaking, cameras, lighting, all of the other stuff that's ancillary to editing. So start super niched and then slowly expand out to grow your audience once you've nailed in your niche and you have a bunch of people that already trust you. Number 3, you need to identify your avatar. Who is the person watching your videos? What's their age, gender, income? What TV shows and movies do they like? What music do they listen to? What YouTube channels do they watch? If you don't know who you're making your videos for, you are making them for no one and you are wasting your time. I can't tell you how important this is and how many people completely skip this step, and it may be the most important thing that I tell you in this video, although I'm gonna say a few more things that are pretty dang important. Number 4, you need awesome ideas. For years, Mr. Beast would spend at least an hour a day just thinking about and writing down ideas. He developed a massive list of ideas and made only the best ones. We're talking like 1 out of 100 ideas he'd make. How much time did you spend in ideation, that's thinking about ideas, on your last video? Maybe you need to bump it up. On that same topic, and this is probably the most important thing I tell you in this video, so pay attention. Only create videos that have been proven to have an audience. I'm gonna say that again. Only make videos that you know already have an audience. There are a lot of ways to do that, but here's an easy way to start. Type your idea that you've spent a lot of time thinking about into the YouTube search bar and check out the most popular videos. If the most popular video on your topic has only 100 views, don't make it. There's no audience for it. You might think that you have original ideas and it's just gonna take off, but with 8 billion people on the planet, chances are somebody else has had that idea and made a video on it and already tested it for you. There are billions of hours of video content on YouTube. Somebody has already made a video about that, and probably lots of people made a video about that. So only make videos that have proven ideas. Ideally, you want to create videos that have at least a potential audience of 100,000. And by that I mean you found a video that's got 100,000 views and it's kind of recent. So only create videos that have already been made and have gotten at least 100,000 views. If I type in how to edit in CapCut, yeah, these numbers are pretty acceptable. Number 5, you want to leverage who or what is trending right now. You might notice that all of my videos lately feature a popular YouTuber. That is not an accident. I had somebody recently say, hey, why don't you show us something original? It's like, dude, I would, but when I just show, hey, how to remove a green screen, guess what? nobody watches it. When I add a popular YouTuber to my video, that suddenly creates a much bigger audience for my content because all those YouTubers have big followings and a lot of them want to be like those YouTubers. So I'm showing how you can edit like Mr. Beast or Eric or Nate Wealth. And now it's working for me, and I promise exactly the same thing can work for you. You can use a popular celebrity, a YouTuber, a news event, an election, TV show, movie, or even a company that's in the news. If people are searching for that topic right now, you want to be the guy who's made a video that's referencing what is trending. Now, I don't mean do a movie review because Star Wars Episode 465 just came out. I mean, relate Star Wars Episode 465 to your video, no matter what your niche. For example, if you have a channel about sound design, maybe you recreate the sound effects in Star Wars Episode 465. You just need to be a little bit creative to figure out how to reference something that's trending and use it in your video. Number 6, before you hit record, you need to come up with 10 possible titles. They should be under 50 characters, super easy to understand, evoke emotion, and hopefully create curiosity. Another hack is that negative titles do better than positive ones. Something like, never do this if you're a YouTuber or your channel will die, will probably do better than, here's some stuff you should do if you want to grow on YouTube. Too vague and not as exciting, but never do this. That's a big deal. You can use that kind of thing in any niche as well. Just got to be creative. Once you've created 10 titles, one of them will stand out and be the best one. You can also use AI to get ideas, although I have not found AI to be useful in creating an exact title match. It does help me come up with ideas and help me think outside the box a little bit. Title creation could be an entire course. By the way, I'm thinking about creating a course where I go into all of this stuff in much more detail. If that interests you, please let me know in the comments below. My final thought on titles, you need to know what your title is before you hit record because your title will guide your entire video. Once you've created the title, you're going to use that to make your video so you know exactly what to say and what to do in your video. If you're trying to come up with a title after the fact, you have failed before you have started. And that brings us to number 7, which is thumbnails. A lot of people will shoot their video, kind of figure out the title after the fact, and then go, oh, let me get a screen grab for my thumbnail, and they wonder why nobody watches their videos. I promise you that all of the biggest YouTubers know exactly what their thumbnails and titles are before they ever hit record. You need to do the same thing. Figure out 3 possible thumbnails before you start filming. And you want to take an actual photograph. Don't just get a screen grab. Take a photograph that's high resolution so you can manipulate it and it's going to look better. The colors are going to be more vibrant and it's going to be intentional. I mean, how many of you guys have done this? You're like, oh, dang, I didn't get a thumbnail. And you're scrolling through your video and you're like pausing it on a frame and you're like, and you just can't find a frame where you look like you're not talking, where you're actually meant to be there. You gotta take an actual photo or it's just not going to do as well. Yes, your video is important. And yes, I know you spend most of your time writing, filming, and editing your video. How much time did you spend on your thumbnail? Your thumbnail is almost more important than your video because your thumbnail and your title are what make people click. And if they don't click, they can never see how awesome your video was. You probably need to spend more time on your thumbnails. About a year ago, I spent $1,000 on a single 1-hour phone call with Daryl Eves. He's a YouTube consultant. He consults guys like Mr. Beast. He's huge. He knows what he's talking about. And on that phone call, one of the best pieces of advice I got from him was to step outside of YouTube. Just go to Google Images, type in your title, your topic, your video idea, and look for images that stand out. You're like, oh, I gotta click on that. I gotta see what that is. And be inspired by that when you create your thumbnails. You need to have a killer thumbnail or no one's gonna watch your videos. Take that $1,000 piece of advice for free and run with it, dude. Number 8, you want to make your first 5 seconds, your hook, incredible. You know when people are scrolling on YouTube on desktop and you hover over a video and it starts playing, or if you're on your phone and you're scrolling and the video starts automatically playing? Yeah, that's kind of like title and thumbnail a year or two ago. This is just as important as your title and thumbnail. If it's visually compelling, the odds of getting someone to click will go through the roof. That's the first reason. The second reason that the hook is so important is that with short attention spans, you need to grab the viewer instantly once they do click and they hear what you say. Your hook should, within 5 seconds, deliver on the title and thumbnail so they know they clicked on the right video and give them a reason to stick around to the end. It should invoke curiosity. Now, don't immediately answer the question like, for example, if your video is on fitness and it's, this is the one food you should never eat if you want to burn fat and get a six-pack, don't just tell them, never eat Snickers because then they don't have a reason to watch the rest of the video, but it should tease the rest of the video. Number 9, structure. Story is everything. A basic story has all the same components as setup, conflict, resolution. And you should have 2 goals when crafting your story. You want to make the viewer feel something and make sure that a transformation of some kind has happened by the end of the video. The transformation could be something that happened to you, or even better, the viewer should be transformed in the end. Even for a tutorial style video like this, I want my viewer to be transformed by the end of the video. I want you to feel like, oh, now I know exactly what to do to make videos that will get views. I want you to be elated, a little more excited about it. I want you to feel something. I mean, you don't have to be like crazy passionate like me. I might be a little extreme, maybe you're more subdued, but you want your viewers to be transformed and make them feel something.
I think I'm gonna cry.
And dude, I promise you that if you implement the stuff I'm teaching you in this video, we're not done yet, you will 100% grow on YouTube. Just do it with every single video. Number 10, at some point, you're gonna want some help with your YouTube business if you want to grow. Ever heard of Elon Musk? Yeah, he's not out there putting tires on Cybertrucks. He's running the whole thing. He has a lot of people and a huge business, and he's worth billions. If you want to be worth hundreds of thousands or even millions, you want to have a team. So what you want to do is streamline your process so over time you can plug people in to take over different aspects of your channel as you get bigger. The short version is you want to make a list of every step of your process. You want to systematize it, figure out what you love doing and want to keep doing, and figure out what you hate doing or what's taking up too much of your time, and then start adding people to your team. And maybe in the beginning it's just on Fiverr, you get somebody to help you with thumbnails. Maybe over time you have somebody help you with writing. And for me, even though I love editing, I've been doing it for like 25 years, I just can't keep up this pace. I'm trying to get 2 to 4 videos out a week, and editing takes a long time. I generally work 7 days a week, long days, and it takes a very long time to edit a video well. One thing that everyone thinks is that no one can edit their videos like they can, and I fall into that category pretty hard. I mean, I was an editor in Hollywood working on commercials for Marvel and Disney movies. Nobody can match my stuff for the content that I'm making. Well, guess what? There's lots of guys on the planet that can edit better than I can. And on my travel channel this past summer, I tested that out. I started using a company called Editing Machine to help with some of my editing. And dude, I was frankly worried. But then I saw the content, like, oh my gosh, these guys get it. So if you're considering outsourcing your editing, I highly recommend Editing Machine. There's a link for those guys in the description below. You will not be disappointed. In fact, to be totally transparent, Editing Machine is editing this video. How'd they do? Post in the comments below. Could you tell until I said anything? Did you have any idea? There is a lot that goes into making a video. Research, writing, titles, thumbnails, editing, sound, lighting, on-camera presence, and just the will to make video after video, especially when you're not getting views. YouTube is the long game. My advice to you, focus on one thing at a time and just get 1% better at one of these things with every video, and you will make it on YouTube. Do not give up. You're almost there. And dude, just start. Your first videos, they're gonna suck. Don't worry about it. Everyone's does. Mine did. You will learn more making videos than watching another 100 tutorials. So hit record today using the things I taught you in this video. For the free download with all of these points, and dude, if you download it, you're committing to doing this with every single video. Just click on the link in the description and click I guess I'll put it right here to learn how to edit like the greatest YouTuber of all time. No, not me, Mr. Beast.